Just coming in right now on the issue of Mamata Banerjee's plane and the landing situation yesterday.
Indigo Airlines has issued this official statement now. It has cited air traffic congestion, which has led to the delay, and not the lack of fuel, which was largely believed to be for which the landing was delayed.
Well, the entire alert of air congestion has been misinterpreted. We understood how the debate took place in the Rajya Sabha earlier today. As soon as it reconvened at 11 a.m., the TMC got up several MPs. They're saying that the plane was on low fuel, and even though it was on low fuel, it was asked to hover around the airport for about 30-odd minutes, endangering the life of the Chief Minister and on passengers on board. That controversy, of course, we also saw MOS Civil Aviation stand and reply to that. But in a way, Indigo Airlines is now coming out with a contradictory statement. They're saying that it was never about low fuel in the aircraft, but it was about delay because of congestion at the airport. Let's go across to our colleague Paulami joining us with the latest. Indigo, they're issuing a clarification now, Paulami, but this is in quite contrast to what was being debated in the Parliament this morning.
Absolutely. The version that Indigo has put out and has told NewsX about is definitely in contradiction to what the ministers stated in both houses of Parliament, the Minister for Civil Aviation, Ashok Gajapati Raju in Lok Sabha, and his deputy Jayant Sinha in Rajya Sabha. It seems almost that the ministers probably heard only one version of the entire episode, that is from the air traffic control at Kolkata airport, and did not speak to the airline concerned in this case. But Indigo is basically saying that they told the ATC at the time of landing in Kolkata that they had only sufficient fuel, about 8 minutes worth of fuel to hover over Kolkata, plus fuel needed for any kind of diversions, which is as per norms, basically. So plus the fuel. It appears that what Indigo is suggesting, that ATC misunderstood the communication from the pilot's side, who did not request any kind of priority landing. He did not say about any kind of short supply of fuel. They basically misunderstood, and they understood the pilot to have said that he has only 8 minutes of fuel. He had 8 minutes plus fuel needed for any kind of diversion. If you land at Kolkata airport, if you can't land at Kolkata airport, the diversion airport in this particular instance is Bhubaneswar. Okay. So they had sufficient fuel for the same. It was air traffic congestion because of which they landed late. The minister, of course, says that it was a 13 minutes delay. Yeah. Indigo is saying it was a 1 hour delay because of air traffic congestion.
Paulami, so do we look at this as a case of Indigo, the airlines, now giving out a clarification or perhaps changing the version, or is the TMC perhaps read a bit too much into it?
Well, of course, Indigo is trying to give a clarification that there was absolutely no danger to Mamata Banerjee's life, as is being suggested by the TMC. What the Trinamool Congress is saying, that there was this aircraft which was flying with only limited amount of fuel, which is completely dangerous. It did not have sufficient fuel to hover around any particular airport, any particular runway, which can be a situation if there is air traffic congestion. So they did not have that amount of fuel. And of course, TMC was pointing towards the fact that the emergency services seem to have been pressed into action at Kolkata airport, because upon landing, there were ambulances and fire engines that seemed to be on standby at the airport. That was their argument. But Indigo is saying absolutely no. We had sufficient fuel, 8 minutes worth of fuel for landing purposes in Kolkata, plus fuel needed for any kind of diversion.
All right, put aside the fears of what the TMC has faced in that delay in landing. With that clarification there coming in from Indigo. Paulami, thanks for those inputs there, but it was an issue taken prominently enough by the TMC to create that ruckus in Parliament.
That's right. Earlier today at about 11 a.m., we saw how several MPs of the Parliament stood up to raise this particular issue, and then a lot of solidarity amongst the MPs, opposition MPs over this particular issue. We saw the likes of BSP, SP, even Congress members stand up and raise the same concern of the TMC MPs in the Parliament today, which led to further disruptions, even though MOS Civil Aviation did give clarification on the issue. Let's take a listen in.
We are very serious about it. We are responsible about it. At the same time, the Honorable Civil Aviation Minister, my dear colleague Gajapati Rajuji, has said these are the safety requirements as laid down by Director General of Civil Aviation, and nobody, all the 3 flights, their pilots did not ask for priority landing. Though they said we are low on the fuel, when asked by ATC, they did not ask for the priority landing. But at the same time, a investigation has been ordered, and the report will come before the House.
Any aircraft which takes off from one airport for a second airport, it must carry sufficient fuel which should be enable it to reach its destination, to hover for 30 minutes, as well as to reach the notified alternate airport which is used for such diversion of flights if required. For Calcutta Airport, the notified alternative airport is Bhubaneswar Airport. Therefore, Indigo flight should have carried sufficient fuel for going to Kolkata, hover for 30 minutes, and then for going to Bhubaneswar Airport if the circumstances so required. Under the circumstances, the DGCA has ordered an inquiry to ascertain as to how the 3 flights have reported low fuel and whether they are carried sufficient fuel as per the regulatory requirements prescribed by DGCA. These are the facts of the case.
ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय है क्योंकि आज के सर्कमस्टेंसेस में जो डिमोनेटाइजेशन के बारे में एजिटेशन चल रहा है ना, आप सुनिए, ममता बनर्जी इज मूविंग फ्रॉम कलकत्ता टू पटना, पटना टू लखनऊ, so many places she is going.
Yes.
So her life is in danger, and her life is in danger. And as he expressed, the ATC, when the ATC has already told half an hour it is moving, and only 7 minutes fuel is there. It is the duty of the ATC. First, he could have allowed to land the Mamata Banerjee's flight. Then he should have taken. Always VVIP's flight is allowed to land when they don't have the fuel.
We pray for the well-being of Mamata Banerjee and all the air passengers. And Government of India, it is our responsibility about everybody's life and security, and all the state governments also, and through civil aviation, all the passengers also. At the same time, our Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation is here. Through you, I request him, Madam, to give the factual report and assuage the feelings of the Honorable Member, Sudeep Bandopadhyaya, and all the friends.
We want
With your kind permission.
Yes.